Okay, someone offered for me to make like a video. This is my foot again. My feet are famous. For me to make like a video of my toads and toad care. I have new ones. The bigger one, the tiniest one with the blind eye passed away. That's a big update. A lot of stuff happened. And we let the bigger one go. And yeah, the tiny one passed away. It was kind of happening. Now we have other toads. A new tank with a light so they can keep heat. And they have little houses. There's one of the little houses. That is Dragon. She's like, just came out of tadpole stage. Then there's, this is how you open it. Like, you just push them like this. And there's a light, but it's pretty bright. The biggest one over there is Dino Chip.
Potato chip.
Okay, but the biggest one in there is Dino. That little, that's Croc. This little tiny one that hopped away is Allie. That's all the ones. She tries to shove herself back there all the time, but she can't get up. This is one of their houses. It was a pot that broke, so we used it. We cut that cup so they can get under it. And this is because they like shoving themselves behind like cracks and stuff. So we made it like that, and then there's a little gap underneath that they can get in. And yeah. But yeah, and then there's this really powerful light. You can kind of see it after a while. Whoa, that's bright for us, but not for this. But yeah. So basic toad care is dirt. Enough that like the toad can burrow in, so pretty good. Like 5 inches of dirt, or 2 inches, or an inch, at least a little bit over an inch. But houses, broken pots are good. You could take like Cool Whip containers and stuff and cut holes out of them. Make it like not sharp edged like that. This is pretty sharp edge. That's why I had to dig my finger down to make it so that they can get in without having to hit this. And water. They need like a little bit of water, not that much, because they need to soak in. It's good for their skin. So when they're tiny, like at this stage, you can use the bottom of water bottles. And yeah. If you put the food in their tank, most of the time their food burrows like millipedes and stuff. But and ants will try to fit in cracks and stuff. So it's good to always have a bowl that they can fit in that's easy to spot their food in. Even though in the wild they find it out, but it's just easier to know what they're eating, and this shows you that they actually are eating. So if you're not afraid of touching toads, then you can just grab them with your hands. But beware, they can pee on you or give you, if you have sensitive skin, warts. Or not warts. It's if they say it's a old wives' tale that if they pee on you, you get like stuff. I thought it was. But if your skin's sensitive, it might make a reaction, but it's not warts. It's easy to go away if you have fungal cream and stuff. You just keep putting it on with alcohol, and then it'll go away. Like this used to be way bad. It's almost gone. Like it's just scabbing all over and about to leave. But yeah, that's pretty much it for little ones. For bigger ones, just try to find bigger bugs. And if you want to touch your toads, and you don't want anything on your hands like this I'm going to have on my finger, I'd put gloves on and pick them up. If you are picking them up with bare hands, wash your hands before you touch them, and then after. Because before, so that the salts in your hand don't hurt them, because their skin reacts bad to it. And after, because, well, you don't want germs on your hands. I'm trying to think here. Oh, a light bulb is good for your tank if you're getting a tank, because they need heat. Just shut it off overnight when you go to sleep or something, or when you're not like around to be with them, because you don't want it to overheat. But I keep it on during the day and then turn it off at night, kind of like how it'd be, so they can experience how it'd be. Don't keep your toads forever. I mean, if you can easily find them a lot in an area, then it'd be best to keep one for a little while, examine them, feed them as much as you can, give them the proper habitat, and then let them go back in the wild. These ones, they're brand new babies. So what we're doing is just keeping them until they're older and setting them free in the wild, because we don't want them to like get squished or anything. Another reason, if you're doing that, if they're babies like this, put some food in there. Even though I said a burrow, food that doesn't burrow, that they find, because they won't be able to know how to hunt outside, because they'll be like, oh, I always get food handed to me in this, and they'll be confused. Even though they probably hunted before, it's just good to put some in there so they get back in ritual with it and start to get in ritual with this. But yeah. Clean their water every day, because every other day or every 2 days maybe, because I don't know. It's not necessary to clean it, but don't leave it sitting there for a month or a week. As long as you can leave it sitting is 3 days, because it's just gross to be in there and stuff. Not that in the wild they get their water cleaned and all, but it's just gross to have that make mold and stuff. Try not to put leaves in there. Like I said, mold. That can happen. That'll make the toad sick, because if that gets wet, it'll make mold. But yeah. This isn't that big of a tank. One wall's the size of my hand. It's pretty small. We have a thermometer here to tell how hot it can get. That's why we know that's too hot for them. You want to keep it around 72, 74, between there. Not that this shows you, it's just this hot top gets hot too because it's black, and black attracts heat and stuff, and warmth. But yeah, don't handle them too much. It can make a toad sick. And always put lots of dirt in their natural habitat. Keep it moist. If you have a spray bottle, just spray it, or just take a water bottle and pour a little bit on the pieces, pour a little bit all around it so that everything gets wet. But yeah. Make sure they have areas to hide. You can get crickets and mealworms at the stores, but it's not like they're going to find mealworms out in the wild, but crickets they might, so. And when they're this small, ants. Ants is the best thing to go with, the tiny ants, and tiny worms, tiny millipedes, tiny bugs that they can still see but not super tiny. Flightless fruit flies are good, which you can do by